Man, the main question is how many lives are you willing to ruin to bring someone you love back? And this movie, like I said out of the theater, it's dread. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing Bring Her Back. What's about pretty simple premise. You have a brother and sister that are going to a foster home because something horrific happened. And while they're there, the foster lady, Sally Hawkins, something's just not right. There's Oliver who's there. Something's not right with him. It's just something is not right with these circles and demonic possessions, satanic rituals, and just things that are occurring. You can tell by the title, Bring Her Back. They want to bring someone back, and it is her daughter. So, just like the first movie, Talk to Me, Bring Her Back, it sounds like they're just going 3-word title movies that are pretty simple to remember, and did I like this film? It is a dreadful movie. I said that already like 1,700,000 times, but it is dread. And when watching it, it's just like kind of like magazine dreams where they just like punch the grief and drama at you so many times that you get kind of numb. And it does get tiring for a moment because you're like, okay, okay, okay. And then when that they sprinkle in some like gritty gore in this movie that you never seen before, that's really messed up. There's one really horrible knife one. There's a countertop one. And there's an eyeball one. And there's just things where you're just like, man, this is some messed up stuff through in and throughout. But I say that all. I think when walking out of the movie theater, I like this more than Talk to Me. When I left the theater for Talk to Me, I felt something was missing. I was like, I liked it, but it just didn't. I was like, something. It was there to bring her back. It's a more complete film, even though there are some things I do wish to explain a little bit more, especially how people got in this VHS world. I want to know where these tapes came from. And unfortunately, you kind of don't get that backstory because you're more focused on Sally Hawkins' character, the brother and the sister, as well as the Oliver character and who he is. And when it comes to like the look of the movie is fantastic. You can tell it's a lower budget movie. 7 million max if I had to take a guess. I could be wrong, but I'm going with the 7 to 10 million, range because it's A24. Sally Hawkins, not a lot of CGI in this movie. It's going to be all practical gore and just practical things in camera and not a lot of sets. You have a shower here, you have a house here, and you have a foster care system and then a gym scene. So you're not going to a lot of places in this movie, and it really doesn't need to. But the look of the movie is really good, the dread, and the overall aspects of it. Like I said, this you could call it satanic and like rituals. And I do wish they, like I said, they explain the hair and other things of like how this vessel can do what it does with its specific entities from other people. Like I said, I do wish it would entertain that or dive a little deeper into that, but instead they just want to focus mainly on Sally Hawkins and these other side characters and what she's going to do to them. And there's one scene which you know exactly what it is when you see it, that everyone in the theater will go, oh shit. And that's when you're like, man, this is getting dreadful. And then something happens right after it that you just feel dirty. You're just like, and that's honestly, in that moment, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this film and where it's going to go in the third act. Because we're already in the third act. And it's at, no holds bar. It's going for the fucking gut. Then something else happens. You're just like, oh my God. And then something else happens. You're like, fuck. But then you're like, okay. And I do like how it ended. So I do like that aspect of it. But the acting is fantastic. There's a girl, Sora Wong. She really is blind in this movie. You can completely tell. Fantastic acting there. Just overall, great acting. It's a great atmospheric movie. It looks good. It's acted great. The scenarios in this movie are gritty and just like, ugh, this is fucking horrible. There are, like I said, there are some things I wish it would explain. For example, the drool. For example, pee. That's all I'm going to say. It's like, what did they have to do with the movie? I know maybe it was a psychological thing, but at the same time, I'm thinking like, what is that doing to open the plot? Or what's that doing to actually advance the characters? Because at that point, I'm like, okay, I see that you're probably doing this psychologically to mess up this person's life, just as mind fuckery. But I was just thinking, like, why? At a point, you're just like, you could have just used, water. I know you wanted to make it smell like pee, so you do that horrific thing. But there's just some things in the movie that it does those things. Like I said, the drool, the piss, the videotapes that are just kind of there, the hair that are just kind of there to like advance something. But I don't know if it advances enough to just be more of like what the fuck moments. I think that's what a lot of things in this movie, if it doesn't really explain it, it's just more to be like, what the fuck? These characters are fucked up, and that's the reason why it's in this movie. So like I said, there are little things like that where you're just like, But just the overall circle of this movie does complete it pretty damn good. There's a lot of just great camera movement when it comes to a blood circle. There's great camera movements when it comes to other things in this movie where you're just like, wow, circle right there. It is a little bit late. But overall, Bring Her Back, I do think it's better than Talk to Me. I would have to rewatch Talk to Me to kind of get a grasp of it. But I just remember leaving the theater of Talk to Me going, I don't like how that ended. But when leaving the theater for this, I liked the overall aspect and just the overall WTF moments, even though some WTF moments don't like really make sense. But Bring Her Back is a solid entry in the suspense world. I would not consider this horror. So Bring Her Back will receive a 4 out of 5 with Futon, which is at 80%. Let's see the critics' news scores gave this one. Critics a 93% with 44 of them. No critic consensus. I'm going to guess it's going to stay in the 85-93 range. Chase Hawk here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm one of these Futontopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'll watch the tape tomorrow, week from a month, and year from now. To go freaking one of you. Peace and love, and just rock out. Because, yeah, how many people are you going to ruin to help your life? That's a good question.